Hello! Welcome to my first makeup tutorial. This is my first time doing any type of video, so please just bear with me if there's any technical difficulties, or as you can see it's not the most high quality setup, but I just wanted to go over my everyday look. It's going to be kind of a nude smoky eye. Obviously right now I have no makeup on my face, so going to start by evening out my skin tone with some foundation. So I have here a Bobbi Brown foundation brush, flat bristle brush, starting with my whole face. I'm going to blend down to the neck as well, just so there's no jawline crease, I guess. That's when you can tell your foundation doesn't match. Obviously, if you haven't taken it down from your jawline, you can blend it down and make it less noticeable. Say if you wanted to be more tan or whatnot, that's certainly doable as long as you blend. Okay, so I'm going to do concealer under my eyes after I finish my shadow, so I'm not going to focus on that right now. Okay, so now that I have most of my face evened out, I'm going to go back and do any trouble spots with the concealer, just for a little bit more coverage, but it's not something that I would want on my entire face because it would just be too heavy. So, okay, just a little bit more. The good thing about getting a lightweight foundation is it's buildable coverage. You can always add more without adding that much more weight or it being that noticeable. Okay, make sure you focus on the hairline too, because it's just as important as the jawline. And again, you can always tell if someone's foundation doesn't match if it just stops right along there and they haven't blended it in. I mean, I would even go into my hairline a little bit just so, again, you can't notice any difference in color. Alright, so now that I have most of my skin evened out, I'm going to go back just to the trouble areas with a foundation. I'm going to do just the acne marks on the chin, like the smile line area, touch up my nose a little bit, and the acne marks on my chin. So for that, I'm going to be using just a flat-headed concealer brush. It's kind of the same as the foundation brush, just a bit smaller. And I'm using MAC NC20, the Pro Longwear Concealer. So just going back over these areas, this is a lot more pigmented, and if you're stippling the area, you'll get a lot more color output. So again, just in areas where your foundation didn't quite do the job. Again, on the acne marks on the side, and on my chin. Again, not worrying about the under eye part right now because I'm gonna have to clean that up after I do my eyeshadow anyway. Okay. Alright, and I'm just gonna go back over with my foundation brush just to kind of thin out the areas where I put the concealer a little bit, blend everything together, and should be good. Again, just blending down a little bit on your neck. Alright, and we are done. Okay, now I'm going to start my eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, the clear kind, not the color. I know they have a gold one. So just putting a little bit, and I'm going to do my whole lid And since I'm going to do a little bit of a smoky eye, I'm going to also do underneath so that it's just as important that the eyeshadow stays under there and isn't falling on my face, no color output. Okay, so the lid, and then a little bit that's left, just going underneath. Okay, so I'm going to start with my highlight. I put the highlight on my eyes under my brow and then in the inner corners. So I have MAC's Nylon eyeshadow. I'm going to do underneath and with a smaller brush. This is the MAC, oh gosh, the number's one off, I believe it's 239. I'm just going to put a little more nylon, go in my tear duct area. So these areas will just hit the light, and I think it's nice because it separates the blending areas. So here it'll be defined, and then once you blend the shadow in on the crease, it'll be an obvious separation between where my highlighted areas are and then my shadowed areas. Okay. Now I'm going to start with my crease. I'm going to use the MAC 224 and going to use a color. This is going to be where I put the most shadow, just going my outer crease. So I'm going to take just a tan eyeshadow color. It is, let's see, it is MAC Corduroy. And I'm just going to take it and blend it. So this is going, it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll clean it up a lot after. And then once the inner crease and deep crease are there, it'll look better. Okay, so again, same thing. I really find that browns as opposed to grays look better on almost everyone. I think grays are hard because, I mean, I think honestly they can look kind of corpsey. I don't think it's a natural color. So I think the bronzes, the tans, browns, the warmer colors are better for anybody. Okay, so I have it on my crease, and basically what you're going to do, since you're making it a smoky eye, whatever you do, whatever color you use above on the top of the lid, you're going to do underneath as well. So I'm just going to take a bit of eyeshadow, the same that was used in the crease, and blend it right under my lash line. Again, this is going to be cleaned up later. So same on this side, putting it underneath and starting the smoky eye. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a darker color and put it in the crease to just give some more definition. So I'm going to be using MAC 217 brush, and the color I'm using is Embark, which is one of my favorites. It's a very warm brown. So just a little bit, I'm going to be going right inside where I just put the other shadow. This will just create dimension, and I think a multi-tonal eyeshadow looks the best. Okay, so that there. Same, just a little more Embark on this eye. And again, since we put it up here, we're going to put it down here. So just going under the eye, just a teeny bit. Even if you don't want to do too much of a smoky eye, whatever you had left on the brush while you were doing the crease should be fine. Okay. And now I'm going to do my lid. Okay, for the lid color, I am just doing a simple bone eyeshadow from Bobbi Brown. It's like a white lid skin tone color. Okay, so with the same brush that I used for the tear duct highlight, I'm just going to put bone on my lid. And as you can see now, I'm creating the separation, the defined lid, and you can see where the crease is a little bit more defined now that I've cleaned up the lid area. So same on this side, and this is the only exception to the smoky eye. We're not going to use this under the eye, only on the lid. Alright. That is done, and now we're going to do the deep crease. So this is going to create some, again, more definition, more dimension. So for that, I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is, let's see, a MAC 222. So this is very small, and just because I'm going to be doing just in the deep crease. Again, just for more definition, a little bit more defined, and again, just more, once we do multi-tonal, multi-dimension, it looks like there's more artistry involved. So I'm going to be using MAC Sketch. It's a purple color, but I think, again, I have hazel eyes, so I think it looks best with the green or brown or hazel eyes. So just a little bit, and right in the deep crease. So not blending out as much as I did the other colors. Just right along where your eye fold is, I guess, is the best way to explain it. Now a little bit underneath. Alright, and if I were going out or wanted to do a little bit of a more dramatic look, I would just add something like Caviar, which is a black brown, and just go in the deep crease again. So you can see the difference. This one is a little less defined, this one's a little more dramatic. So again, something like a black brown. Alright, this eye as well. And underneath. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to start cleaning up under the eyes, put a powder on, start bronzer and whatnot. Okay. So for cleaning up under the eyes, I'm going to use the same concealer brush that I used for the rest of my face. And okay, just going to use MAC Pro Longwear MW15. And just going to clean up the area under my eyes so there's no eyeshadow fallout, and obviously covering up any dark circles you may have. Okay. And I like to kind of make this defined right here, because I use, now that this is cleaned up, I think it's a good guideline for where I want my winged eyeliner to go later on. So, okay, just going to pat that with my ring finger, look up to the ceiling, just get that all rubbed in. And a lot of times, the warmth of your finger will make things blend a lot easier as opposed to just the brushes. I mean, some things there's exceptions, but especially for under the eye, I like to just use my ring finger and tap the area so it is all blended, because especially under the eyes, if there's too much there, it'll crease. So You don't want that. Okay, so now that I've finished that, I'm just going to set everything with a foundation powder. This is MAC Studio Fix C63. It has some coverage, but mostly if you use it with the sponge that's included. With the foundation or with the powder brush, there's not that much coverage, so it just kind of mats things down a little bit and just sets the work that you just did. Okay, and look up. Alright, great. Now I'm going to start with a little highlighting and contouring. It's mostly, I mean, it's not anything excessive, just a little bit of bronzer and highlight above that, underneath my eye. Okay, so I'm going to start with the highlight, which I have MAC Delightful. This is an older, this is from the Fafi collection, so this is older, but other ones I recommend would be something like Soft and Gentle. Whisper of Guilt is my absolute favorite, but it's discontinued. Okay, so I have this on the brush, and I'm just going to use an angled brush. This is just a contour control brush, so it's not any special brand. So just going to use this and go underneath my eyes. And this is great, especially if you have dark circles you're trying to conceal. It just brightens up the area and makes it look much better. Okay, so again, under the eye, and also going to do over here in my cheekbone area. Okay. So there I'm going to do more to get more color output, more of a stippling than like I did under the eye. I did a sweeping. Okay, so again, get the highlight there. Alright, and then also just some on your nose. Again, if you were trying to do more contouring, you would put the highlight down the center of the nose, use the bronzer on the side to make it more defined, and do some shadowing. I'm not going to do that, but if you wanted to. So now I'm just going to be using Bobbi Brown's light bronzer just to do some more defining and add some color back to my skin. Same brush, just going to use the bronzer to create just some definition just along the cheekbone area. Some people smile. I find just going with the natural line of your face, depending on your face shape, is easier because, I mean, you're not smiling all the time, so that would just kind of do the apples of the cheeks, so it wouldn't really cover the contoured look that I'm going for. So again, this side. Okay, and that does it for the cheeks. Now I'm just going to take a larger bronzer brush and take the bronzer and do my forehead area and also my neck. Again, if you're doing the color on your face, you should bring it down to your neck as well, so it's not harsh lines and it's a more, I guess, natural look. Alright. So now if you want to make it a more defined contour look, you can go back with your concealer brush. And I have a little foundation on my hand and just kind of define exactly where I put the bronzer. So that makes it a little more defined on this side than on this side. So I'm going to go on this side now and just make a defined line. Okay. Now I'm going to add some of the blush to bring some color back into my cheeks. I'm using Bobbi Brown's Apricot. It's a very, very bright pink, so you're just going to use a little bit. And just this is where it's good to smile and just see where the apples of your cheeks are. So if you just smile, put right on the apples of your cheeks, And same on this side. And just blend it out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to do my eyebrows, just fill them in a little bit. I like a natural brow, so just use a brow brush and just kind of straighten them out. And this is MAC's Brow Pencil and Stud. And just lightly defining. I like to think of it if I were to be drawing eyebrows. I would be making fine sweeps with the pencil, not harsh lines. So again, just small, short strokes. And if you want to bring it down a little bit, all right, on this side, small strokes, and just fill in areas where it's a little thinner, or in the front, I don't really love the shape of my eyebrows naturally, so I just fill it in a little bit, give it more definition. Alright, and if you want to set that, then just use a brow gel. I'm using the Bobbi Brown brow gel, and just setting that. Okay. Now I'm going to be doing the eyeliner. I'm going to start with the liner in the wet rim. So we're going to do in the wet rim and then also in the lash line as well. And this really completes the smoky eye look. Now, as for the top, just going to wing it out a little bit, keep it thin. Again, more natural, depending on what your definition of natural is. And let's see. I like to start by making an angle here as to how far I want it to go out. And then that's kind of my guide for the rest of the liner. So now, bring it out. And now I'll start doing the rest of the lid. Okay. So again, just short little strokes. Oh, this is a MAC 263 brush. So I believe they advertise it as an eyebrow brush, but I only use it for my liner. And I'm using Bobbi Brown's gel liner in black ink. It's a great liner and it's waterproof. It stays put. If you fall asleep with this on, you'll wake up and it's literally in the same exact place. It's a great liner. Okay, so that is complete. Now the other eye. Okay. And when you're going into the tear duct, make sure you keep it very, very thin. So use the longer slanted side of the brush on that area. I just have some brush hairs on my face. I don't know if you can see them or not, so I'm just going to clean up that. Okay. Much better. Okay. Now I'm just going to finish up with mascara and my lips. This is L'Oreal Voluminous Excess Mascara. So I know it's just a drugstore brand, but I swear by it, and I burn through mascara. I hate when it dries out. So I would say about every 3 weeks I'm replacing it, so it's not really that beneficial to buy the department store brands. Although if I were to, the Benefit counter has their real mascara, and that is hands down my favorite mascara. I think it all depends on the type of lashes you have too. So not every mascara is going to suit every person. It's not a one size fits all item. So I have long eyelashes, but they're thin, so I like to define them, make them look longer. It all depends on your preference. Okay. And a little bit on the bottom as well. Okay, now I'm just going to finish up with lips. I'm going to be using NYX lip liner, the crayon style, and SPL 810. The name is Natural. Just going to be filling in my lips, sticking with the natural lip line. It's important to fill in the whole lip because it's the worst when you can see the line of where the lip liner is and then the lipstick. And also because the lip liner is going to last a lot longer than the lipstick. It has much more wear. So if you have filled in your whole lip, if your lipstick fades, then you'll still have some color. If you were to just do the if you were to just line your lips with the lip liner instead of filling it in, after that lipstick has worn off, all you're left with is a line around your outside of your mouth. So now going to use Tom Ford Spanish Pink. Just go over the whole lip. And with a gloss, this is Revlon Bellini, just a nude pink color. Just do that on top. Alright, and that is all.